Hey guys, I'm Jake. Welcome to Nature Beings. So what you saw me doing just now is called gel neti. That's what I do when I get up in the morning, and it is one of the home remedy that I use for treating my sinus condition. And I'll tell you about other remedies later in the video. Let me first emphasize on the beginning of the day because that's where gel neti comes into play. Gel neti has been used in Ayurveda since many centuries to deal with respiratory syndrome, or especially related to our nasal problems or nasal congestions, and it has been so helpful to me. I would say it has been a blessing for me. I'm sure all of you who suffer from sinus can relate to me, and I use this nasal solution. I get it online, and I'll provide the link in the description. I would advise not to use the salt, the table salt that you have at home. I tried using it, but it burns a lot in the nose, and doing it without any nasal solution, it hurts even more. Plain water doesn't work. So that's what I do. I mix a little lukewarm water and one sachet of this nasal rinse in that water, and voila, it's amazing. So start your day with gel neti, and if you have a very severe condition, you can do it once in the evening also around 5:30 to 6 o'clock. One more thing I want to tell you, that after finishing gel neti, of course you clean your nose properly, but even 10 to 15 minutes after that, little water might keep on coming. So don't worry about that. Let it come out completely. It will completely unclog your nasal passages and gonna be so much relief that you will thank Ayurveda for inventing gel neti. Alright, now let's start with the video and discuss more about home remedies for sinus. Before I move further into this video and share with you the remedies that I use at home to treat my sinus condition, let me share a little bit of my journey with sinus. Just like all of you, in the beginning when I used to get sinus symptoms, mostly blocked nose at night time when I used to go to bed. So I used to just get these over-the-counter nasal sprays like Otrivin and get a quick relief and sleep and forget about it. And that's how for many years, around I think I would say 7 to 8 years, I continued like that, just pushing it under the carpet and not really addressing the main problem of sinus. And after a couple of years, of course, over-the-counter nasal spray stopped working. Then I started taking these antihistamine nasal sprays, and after a while even they stopped working. Then I went to the doctor, and doctor gave me this corticosteroid. This corticosteroid made my life hell. It used to make me so drowsy that at work I used to be sleepy all the time. I had no energy left in me, and it completely ruined my day. My nose used to bleed all the time, and there were wounds inside it which were not healing, and it was so painful. And right here on somewhere here on top of my eyebrows, both sides, I used to get this terrible pain, and I used to feel like banging my head into the wall, because even after taking 2 Combiflame, that sinus pain never used to go away. So before I share with you those natural ingredients which help me control or reverse my sinus problem, I want to share with you guys the information which is very important for you. Before we find out the solution for anything, it is important to find out what is causing that problem. So in case of our sinus issue, it is an allergy, and it can be triggered by anything like pollens, dust, particles in our surrounding, cold also, and it just goes crazy, right? And that's when I discovered what causes this allergy. So in our body, we have our small intestine and large intestine, what we call our gut. And I'm sure most of you must have heard about this term, leaky gut. So what happens in case of leaky gut? Our intestine linings are made up of these small tight junctures. These tight junctures, basically, they keep all the harmful bacteria, undigested food particles inside, and they don't allow them to escape into or mix with our bloodstream. But in case of leaky gut, these tight junctures, they become loose, and these harmful bacteria and these undigested food particles and all harmful microorganisms, they start coming out and start mixing in our bloodstream. And once they are into our blood, they start traveling to other parts of our body and our important organs like our liver, and causes massive inflammation. Once our liver is compromised, that's what causes all kinds of allergies like food allergy, skin allergy, and sinus allergy. So based on this research, I found out one of the main reason for this allergy, and that was leaky gut. That's why it was important now to understand what causes leaky gut. So what I found out after reading a couple of books, so I'm also going to share with you that book. I'll provide the link in the description. You guys can read it also. It's going to really help you. This book is called Plant Paradox, and it's written by Dr. Stephen R. Gundry. So what I learned in that book is number one reason for gut inflammation in our diet is gluten. Now I am from Haryana, and all my life I have eaten rotis since childhood. So that is a wheat product, and even now I've been eating all other whole grain wheat products like bread. So in wheat or in gluten there is a protein called lectin. Lectin is what basically spoils or inflames our gut lining. And also in wheat, apart from gluten, as you all know, there is one more component, and I'll read it from the book, which you guys also can read. In wheat, in addition to gluten, there is one more insidious reason, and specifically health food like whole grain is called wheat germ agglutinin, WGA. Contrary to popular belief, gluten is not the most dangerous lectin found in wheat. WGA, which is found in the bran of wheat, inflicts far more damage. WGA is an especially small protein compared with other lectins, which, as you know, are relatively large. As a result, even if the gut barrier has not been compromised, that is that junctures which I told you, WGA can still pass through more easily than other molecules. So I realized that years and years of eating that wheat and gluten products definitely cause that inflammation and compromise that gut barrier, because of which these bacterial microorganisms were introduced into my bloodstream. And of course, in addition to that, as we all know that in our small intestine we have colonies of bacteria, good bacteria and bad bacteria. And of course, you know, as human beings, we all are so quick to jump at fast solution. We get a little bit of cold and we start gulping down these 1 week courses of antibiotics. And antibiotics, as we all know, they kill bacteria. That's how they cure colds or other serious bacterial infection. But when they kill bacteria, they not only kill bad bacteria, they also kill good bacteria in our intestine. And in the absence of good bacteria in our intestine, once again we start suffering from all kinds of infections like allergies. Second thing which leads to again gut inflammation are also dairy products, and milk, butter, cheese, all kind of dairy products. They have, especially cow or buffalo's milk, they in Asia especially, or even in America, they have casein 1A protein, which is a very harmful protein for our gut, which again causes gut inflammation. And if you are getting a milk from commercial dairy, then in that case all the buffaloes or cows, they get injected with antibiotics, and those same antibiotics in their milk comes into our body, once again compromising our gut microbiome, killing our good bacteria and leading to conditions like leaky gut or gut inflammation. And then again we are more vulnerable to conditions like sinus allergies, skin allergies and food allergies. So that's how I found out the cause of sinus allergy and why it was happening in my body. So first thing that I did was I eliminated gluten or all wheat products from my diet, and I also stopped consuming milk completely. One more thing, milk also leads to more mucus formation, because of which we get this congestion in the nasal area. So milk and gluten were out of my diet. One more thing I want to tell you guys, that it's never too late because like I said, I cured my sinus after 15 years. So it's never too late, because all these cells in our body, they regenerate after 90 days. So new cells are formed. Same thing happens with our gut as well. Our lining, it can repair itself once we start taking care of it. So now coming back to the point, second step in my journey was to introduce those natural ingredients which could heal my leaky gut and also cure my and open up my nasal passages so I could start breathing easily. And that's when I found out and started using these natural ingredients. Number one was spirulina. Spirulina is a natural blue-green algae. It grows inside the water, on the pond surfaces, and it is full of antioxidants, minerals, amino acids, and I'll share some studies which have been conducted. In fact, I would encourage you also to read this study. I'll provide the link in the description. You can satisfy yourself how effective spirulina is in treating all the allergic conditions in our body. So right here, according to this study, spirulina is a popular alternative treatment for symptoms of allergic rhinitis, and there is evidence that it can be effective. In one study, in 127 people with allergic rhinitis, 2 grams per day dramatically reduced symptoms like nasal discharge, sneezing, nasal congestion, and itching. I provided the link for detailed study. You can read it yourself. Now, I will also tell you how I take spirulina, but first I'm going to tell you all those ingredients together, and then we'll discuss about how to take them. Second ingredient that I included in my day-to-day life is raw cacao. Now, raw cacao is not something new. When I say raw cacao, it means the unsweetened, absolutely natural form of cacao, not the cacao which is available for bakery products with the Dutch processing, because that Dutch processing steals all the antioxidants from the cacao. So that's why I say raw cacao. So raw cacao has been used even 8 to 900 years ago by the Aztec civilization, and one of their very popular king, Montezuma, was an avid user of cacao. So cacao is basically supplies antioxidant to our body. It helps in neutralizing free radicals which result from the inflammation in our gut and in our nasal passage as well. In addition to that, it also gives our body magnesium and other important nutrients. Now, moving ahead to the next ingredient, and that is kombucha. Kombucha is a fermented green tea. It is prepared by adding active live bacterial culture into it, lactobacillus, and it's an incredible ingredient, natural ingredient. I make it at home. I was fortunate enough that one of my friend gave me the active bacterial culture, and ever since I've been just making it at home. You can see it. This is my jar of kombucha which I have made at home, and you can even see on top, you can see this white color thing. This is the active bacterial culture inside this. So as we discussed about the leaky gut syndrome, and also with the years and years of taking antibiotics, the good bacteria, they vanishes from our intestine. That's why kombucha helps to reintroduce those good bacteria in our intestine. So kombucha is something which I drink once in 2 days. 1 little cup that you saw just now. It is also available in the supermarket. You can find it with this name. I have shown you the picture. Next important natural ingredient is, as I told you, that due to leaky gut condition, our liver start getting inflamed. So it is utmost important to look after our liver in this case, and that's why I personally use milk thistle. People in India, they use liver care as well, but personally I prefer milk thistle more. I'll provide the link in the description. You can check out the supplements. Milk thistle has been used since many centuries to treat all kind of liver condition, including liver cirrhosis. Okay, let me quickly show you an easy way how I incorporate these natural ingredients in my day-to-day life. So I'll just show you a simple smoothie that I make in the morning. I use carrots, beetroot, and lemon, ginger. So all these natural vegetables, I make a juice, and in the juice I mix 3 to 4 grams of spirulina, raw powder. You can use capsule form also if raw powder is not available. Then I put raw cacao. You can see these are small cacao nibs. So I crush them in the grinder. Then I use this matcha, which is a Japanese again fermented green tea, and it is full of antioxidants. So this is how I drink my morning smoothie or my juice with these natural ingredients, easily incorporated, and they don't change the taste so much that I can't drink it. It still tastes the same. Next natural ingredient that I found out for myself, it's actually 2 ingredients. You can use either of them. One is Ganoderma mushroom, and second is cordyceps. So both of them are mushrooms, and they have antifungal and antibacterial properties. At the same time, they help in one very important function, especially in case of leaky gut or gut inflammation. There is one more factor involved in it, and that is Epstein-Barr virus. When Epstein-Barr virus gets activated in our system, it leads to gut inflammation again. And Ganoderma and cordyceps both have the ability to neutralize Epstein-Barr virus, and thereby helping in reduction of gut inflammation. At the same time, They help in strengthening our immunity by increasing the lymphocytes or activating the lymphocyte, that is the body of white blood cells which fights against infection in our body. So I usually consume two cordyceps in the morning capsules and two in the evening. One capsule is around 500 mg, so that means at least 2 grams of cordyceps every day, or 2 grams of Ganoderma every day. So these were the natural remedies that I've been using since last 1 year, and it has drastically reversed my sinus condition. And if you guys like it and if you want to, you're more than welcome to use these remedies, because I understand how painful sinus can be. And I wish you all a speedy recovery. This condition can be reversed, believe me. I'll see you next time with another video. Bye.